What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today I'm going to talk a little more about hunger, eating by hunger, what it is, how to use it. And there's a lot of confusion as to what hunger really is. And I think we should talk about that right now. Plain and simple, let's get it out of the way. Because the more bullshit that's out there, the harder it is for people to figure out what's going on. Now, hunger, there's different types of hunger, okay? And people say, no, there's only one kind of hunger. It comes from your brain and leptin and blah, blah, blah. No, that's bullshit, okay? Don't eat for 24 hours. That's real hunger. I mean, not a fucking stitch. Don't drink anything, don't eat anything, nothing. 24 hours. Then you come back and tell me it's the same feeling that you have after you haven't eaten for 2 hours. It's completely different. And there are definitely ways that people misinterpret things as being hunger. Now, one of the things that's misinterpreted is thirst. If you are thirsty, sometimes thirst can be perceived as hunger, so people eat, okay? And they apparently weren't hungry. Now, another thing that, has been brought to my attention, and this blows my mind, is that hunger is a neurological response to your body being empty, your stomach being empty, but emotional and psychological responses are often sometimes responsible for hunger feelings too. Emotional response? Emotional. So you're trying to tell me that your boyfriend breaks up with you, your girlfriend breaks up with you, you get hungry? No, that's not what happens at all. That is bullshit. What happens is you are looking for a dopamine rush. You are a person who uses food to medicate. That's why you have an emotional response to food, not hunger. You could sit there and eat till you're fucking bluffed up like a blowfish. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm hungry again, because you're sitting there fucking crying about your boyfriend broke up with you. So then you start stuffing your face again. You're not hungry. You want the fucking dopamine rush that your brain got when you ate the food. You're self-medicating. You're doing the same thing as somebody who takes heroin or drinks or does whatever. It's not about fucking hunger. It's about self-medicating. In the wild, let's break it down like this, okay? So that everybody can understand it. Pull all the science facts away, because lots of people like to use science talk to twist people's minds around and get them confused and go, oh, they know what they're talking about. Now, in the wild, okay? Let's go back to primitive time. Do you think that the fucking caveman, when his wife fell off the fucking cliff, he was upset? He went and ate? He probably punched a tree or two, maybe threw a rock. But I highly doubt that fucking he ate, because there was no emotional response to food. He wasn't fucking medicating with food. He dealt with it. He didn't go out there and say, I'm going to gorge myself because I'm hungry because I'm upset. That didn't fucking happen, okay? That's not the way the body works. Now, the way the brain works, with some people, their brains are mapped that food is like a drug. Food is medication. These are the people that have difficulties with food, food addictions, food issues, problems where they can't stop eating. And they'll blame their bad diet on a bad metabolism or whatever the case may be. But the bottom line is they're sabotaging their own shit because they're using food to medicate and don't want to accept that responsibility. Because once you accept the responsibility that you're medicating yourself with food, you realize, fuck, I'm actually doing something wrong. This is a bad thing. I'm medicating with food. It's not a drug, but I'm using food as a drug to get a dopamine rush. Then it puts a lot of responsibility on you to stop taking your drug, which is food. And nobody who's addicted to anything or has an emotional response or an addictive response to anything wants to stop taking it or doing it. So now what they do is make up an excuse. Oh, it's hunger based on emotional this and my metabolism that, leptin this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Do you know how long I've been doing this? 23 years. 23 fucking years. And only the last 2 years have I heard about all this metabolism burning and metabolism slowdown and metabolism damage and all this shit. And every year, it's the same shit. The people who control themselves don't get fat. The people who don't control themselves get fat. Plain and simple. So how does hunger fall into all this? I've been, for the last 3 years now, eating by hunger. And when I'm hungry, I eat. And this past year was the best conditioning. I was so hard, so lean for the show in the Delaware that the judges said I was too shredded, too lean. Some of the judges were saying, you're too lean. How the fuck can you be too lean for bodybuilding? But the bottom line was, yes, I was flat, but yes, I was lean, but I was hard and dense, and I ate when I was hungry. Which means I didn't have 6 meals a day, I didn't have 3 meals a day, I didn't have 5 meals a day. I ate when I was hungry. Sometimes I had 5 meals a day, sometimes I ate 10. It varied from day to day based on hunger. My body told me what I needed, when I needed it. And I responded by giving it to it. Now this is, I'd say, a very advanced technique. Not everybody can do this, because not everybody's in touch with their body. Not everybody can sit there and say, is that hunger? It's not real hunger. Because about an hour after you eat, an hour and a half after you eat, you start to feel a little hungry, like your stomach is emptying. wait. Wait like another 45 minutes to see how you feel. There's another hunger that comes after that if you don't eat. Now you're actually starting to get hunger. You have to know what these things are, interpret them, and understand what it is and when it's coming and when to eat. And I understand not everybody's going to understand that because they don't have that in their head. They have other issues, and they are food issues. If you can't tell when you are hungry and when you should and shouldn't eat, and you use food to self-medicate, that is a food issue. And I wouldn't call it a food addiction, but it is a food issue. You have an issue with food, okay? So eating when hungry works great for most of the people that can identify the hunger. Eating when hungry does not work well for people with anorexic or bulimic tendencies or people with food issues. But when you are hungry, the food is out of your stomach. It's digested. Now, as you progress in your diet towards a competition, if you're doing it the right way, where your metabolism speeds up towards the end of the diet, you're going to get hungry faster. Now, let me pose you this question. Why the fuck do you think the food gets out of your stomach faster? You don't think it's an increase in metabolism? You think your body just doesn't want the food in the stomach? It's like, I want my stomach to be empty, so let's just get rid of it faster. No, the faster your metabolism is, the faster the food gets used up, the faster the nutrients get used up, and the faster your body wants to replenish itself consistently throughout the day. So as you get hungry, there's times where every 40 minutes or 30 minutes you're hungry on a contest diet leading up to it. And most people go, well, that's because you're starved. That's because you're in a calorie deficit. Do you know that I actually increase my calories towards a competition and my people who I train? Increase the calories. Don't decrease them. We increase the calories. So they're actually eating more and still hungry. So that calorie deficit that you think they would be in, they're actually going the opposite way. So even if they're in a calorie deficit, they're eating more and still in the deficit. So how does that happen? Faster metabolism, using the foods the right way, eating when hungry, and interpreting the biofeedback of the body to know what's going on. So this is just a quick review of this. We could probably talk all day on this, but the bottom line is hunger is a real thing. Hunger is there for a reason. Are there false hungers? Fuck yes, and you should be smart enough after a while to figure out what they are, and that's your job. That's your guys' homework. Figure out what real hunger or false hunger is. Use the real hunger to your benefit, and I guarantee you'll see a whole different world of results after you figure that out. biostreettraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. Go ahead and fight, because this is going to be another one of those ones where people agree and disagree. www.biostreettraining.com is the blog, and wear the hunger bicep through the sweatshirt, and we're out.